afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's been a while. It's Jazz. It's the West Ham Minds channel. Not sure what's going on with my screen, but hope things are good. Like I said, it's been about a week or so since I did the show. So yeah, breaking news, everyone. Breaking news that West Ham United, after spending the previous week that are not being live, just failing to agree fees for strikers, centre backs, right backs. Those are the key areas West Ham are looking at. But finally, it looks like the news broke a couple of hours ago through, ex-employee, one or two other people, that we've got frustrated with Man United over Wan-Bissaka. Before that, Southampton with Walker Peters. But out of the blue, the funny thing is, Man United were interested in this player. He's Moroccan international, born in Holland, but got Moroccan citizenship. 28 caps, 2 goals for Morocco. It's the ever attacking, tenacious, pacey, all action. It's Noussair Mazraoui. Apologies for the pronunciation, but it's Noussair Mazraoui, 26-year-old Moroccan international, currently on Bayern Munich's books. Came from Ajax, signed for Bayern a couple of years ago. A lot of injuries involved, so he's played about 19, 20 games each season for the last 2 seasons, really. But like I said before, injuries, it's not in your control, but if you brought up in the Ajax atmosphere, Ajax environment, you know how to control the ball, you'd be technically very, very good. And if Bayern come calling and you play for Bayern, 20 games a season, last 2 seasons, could have been a bit more if it wasn't for the injuries. You are a decent level of a player, and Man United were closing in on this guy because he's got history with the Man United current manager, but they were told you have to sell Wan-Bissaka first before buying him. But at the same time, they're failing to agree a fee kind of with West Ham, and we've kind of edged forward. So it's really, really weird what's kind of going on really with that. So at the moment, it looks like things are moved quite quickly. Um, it's just what it is, really. So let me just get rid of that for you. Actually, let me launch it again for you guys if you'd like to watch that again. These bloody videos do my head in at the moment, really. Let's get it back in for you. There we go. So basically, so that's the way things have moved. I mean, the clubs all have to offload players that they no longer want to get players in, but teams are not budging. Fees are not budging. There's also, I mean, was it David, the striker, the agent wanted 10 million? That's gone back of the window. So it's a crazy, crazy window. And I was getting slightly concerned about what was going on because, we weren't kind of agreeing anything. And then we were rapidly moving down that list to target 3 and 4, which was worrying and concerning, thinking you really should work hard with your first target. So he looks like he's come out of the blue. I don't know if he originally was on the list, but it looks like Walker Peters was up there, Wan-Bissaka was up there, and now he's coming at choice 3 or 4. And then just breaking news literally 5 minutes ago that not only are we interested in him, we're talking to Bayern, we're closing in, but a fee set to be agreed today of around 15 million euros plus 3-4 million euros add-ons, and that's a far, far cheaper deal than the Wan-Bissaka Peters deal was looking. He's the same age as the other two, 26, 27. Similar player, but the difference with this guy, out of the 3 defenders, Wan-Bissaka can't really attack. He can't press. He can't really attack in the final third. Very good defender. Walker Peters, this guy, they suit the J-Lo new tactics, which even Kufal was saying this morning that we like the new manager, we like the coaches, we like training, we like the new tactics, which are positive. It's a high press. It's a kind of win the ball back quickly, retain possession, that kind of thing. Retain possession, control the ball, control the flow of the game, press when you haven't got the ball, press when you've got it. Very different to David Moyes, right? So him and Walker Peters will suit this. So like I told you, the fullbacks under J-Lo's system will be proper wingers, provide that width that we've been dying for a long time, and the legs as well. I mean, Kufal's done a good job over the years, but he's getting on a bit. And both fullback positions have been a problem area for West Ham, and they realise that. So obviously, the three positions looks like being key. At the moment, before we look at other positions, is obviously right back, centre back, strikers. Kilman's already come in, but understandably, we're looking for another guy to come in and probably release one of the two or both of Zuma or Gerd. Gerd, funny enough, is international Morocco teammate of this guy. So that's kind of what it is with him, really. I think Man United thought they were getting very, very close to him, and he did look like that he was gonna actually just looking at that. Yeah, so there you go. He's quite swift. He's quite quick. He's quite nippy. Very athletic. Dare I say, a bit of a younger Kufal. Dare I say, but I think hopefully with respect, he'll be a nice upgrade on Kufal in terms of the final delivery and that kind of thing. And no matter how fit you are as an individual, as soon as you hit the big 3-0, you're going to suffer a bit because the fullback wing-back position is physically very, very demanding, really. But yeah, there was a Manchester United website that done a data analysis of three fullbacks they were looking at, and including comparing Wan-Bissaka is already there, and obviously in terms of dribbles made, tackles made, pass completion, key passes, he's up there. Wan-Bissaka matches the defending, like I always said. There's no problem with Wan-Bissaka, but in the final third, providing the width, like a winger, like a wing back, that's going to be key. That's going to be key, really. And he's able to press high up the pitch and win the ball back. And his excellent passing ability, this kind of website is saying really that he's got ability to defend at a high level, can also play the creative style that, yeah, well, Man United were looking at a couple of days ago, really. And they were hoping that he would provide help to kind of long-suffering Ajax teammate Anthony on that right side, really. So it's kind of looking good. We're getting younger, we're getting faster, more dynamic, and then on the top of that, there was kind of apparently a player plus cash deal rejected for Nico Williams of Forest. So right backs, we were going through the right backs like anything. That was like four that we've really discussed with the clubs that was about to happen, really. But looks like 15.5 million euros a fee, 4 million add-ons. There's a verbal agreement in principle between West Ham and Mazraoui. It's not a done deal yet, of course, but we're getting there. We're getting there with this one, really. So I think there was a bit of a gap between our last signing and this one, and things were getting a little bit nerve wracking. I was getting concerned about the manager has clearly, with the sporting director, has clearly agreed the targets. We've gone in there early. We got a couple over the line, but we've been discussing the Duran deal, the Wan-Bissaka deal, the Walker Peters deal for a number of weeks now, and we're not getting anywhere with that, you know. And if it's about a few million here and there, you got to make up your mind what you want to do. It's a very tricky game with the window. Like I keep saying, I hate the transfer window system anyway. It's just everyone just gets blackmailed. The club buying, the club selling. It's a closed deal. It's a tight window, and clubs are. It's like playing cards. Who's going to? Are the club going to get desperate, the sending club, and drop the price or not? It's a very risky maneuver, risky game you're playing. I know we're not quite big enough to maybe pay a bit more and just get the deal done like the Liverpools do, the Man Cities do, and those kind of things, really. But this deal, luckily, I was going to do a show today, and this is a proper news from all the right sources. You'll see it's probably already broken by all the people that you know, really, whether that's Fabrizio Romano, ex-employee, Jacob Steinberg, all those type of people. I'm sure the news will be filtering through throughout today, really. But yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot about him, but from what I've checked this morning, he's a good age. He's an athlete. He can defend, he can attack, and he can press, which is kind of what J-Lo's looking for. So he fits the puzzle. And again, this is an example of I get why we're buying him, because he fits the puzzle. Football is a fairly simple game. The manager has his philosophy, his tactics, and then he buys players according to that tactic, and like the puzzle, the pieces fit. What you don't want to do is buy Danny Ings and you're playing one up front, mate. What puzzle is that? What jigsaw is that? What piece is that? They ain't gonna fit. This is all Kilman's making sense. Obviously, we're going to play two centre backs, two or three. He'll fit that. Good age. We needed someone in there, young, kind of a leader, injury-free record, knows the league, really, really good. Backup goalkeeper, Sheffield United. We kind of needed that. Brazilian one, again, it provides width, excitement, like Kudos, like Bowen. So that again fits the piece, although that is a risky signing for me. But let's see what we do with that, and hopefully get this right back thing organised. And then just look at left back, look for another centre back. Obviously strikers, we're definitely after a striker, and we'll see how the window progresses with that really. But obviously from the footage I've shown you guys earlier on, you can see he's kind of up and down guy, busybody, and I'm okay with it. It's a very good fee, isn't it? 14-15 million euros. That's a very good deal. And obviously there have been a few injuries with this player, mind you. That's why he hasn't quite settled at Bayern. It's not to do with his kind of skill or anything like that. It's to do with two things. One is that Bayern have had a bit of disruption at manager level, bit of boardroom trouble, manager trouble. So it's been difficult for players to settle last couple of years at Bayern. But it's largely to do that, and Bayern are a big enough club to kind of bring people in at 20, 30, 40 million, whatever. And then if it doesn't work out, it looks like they've got another 2, 3 people playing in that position. They're happy to kind of move the player on and kind of that kind of thing, really. But interesting enough, this website Transfer Market I always look at, those are regulars that know they're valuing him about 30 million euros, so we're getting him below value. And looks like position wise, his main position is right back, but he has been known to play left back and centre mid. And being from Ajax, perhaps he's played with Kudos and Alvarez in the past. I don't know. So that Ajax link is happening again. In terms of a transfer fee, like I said, he was with Ajax under 17, under 19, under 21s, and then he went to Bayern for 20. Free transfer actually went to Bayern in 2022, which is weird, and suddenly he's worth 20 to 30 million euros. So that's a bit of an odd one. So he went to Bayern on a free transfer. So that's very rare. Ajax usually get very good amount of money for their players, really. In terms of some kind of appearances, like I said, he played 19 games for Bayern in the league, 3 goals. That's not bad. 8 games in the Champions League and 1 goal. That's kind of not bad. And the season before that, again 19 games, incidentally, 1 goal, 4 assists. Really, actually that's 3 assists, not 3 goals. Last season, 19 games, 3 assists, and the year before that, 19 games again, 1 goal and 4 assists. Sorry about that. And then in the Dutch league before that, 25 games, 5 goals, 2 assists. So he's got a lot of goals and assists in game from fullback, and that's not what Wan-Bissaka's got. That's not what Kufau's got. 1 or 2 other fullbacks that we've got in and around the club. So it's a really good signing. I didn't know much about him, but they've earmarked him. Maybe made a few phone calls and found out that player's a bit unsettled, had a few injuries, maybe doesn't quite have the confidence of the manager, and we'll grab him. We'll see what happens, and take it from that, really. So those are the main things. Apart from that, at Aston Villa, Duran, it's just bobbling along, and the update this morning was that no, we have not agreed a 35 million fee with Villa. They want more than that, and that's just carrying on now. So that's just carrying on. It's getting silly. The player apparently has deleted all anything to do with Villa on his Instagram and things like that. So the club are a bit worried about the character. Who really cares about things like that, really? So that's kind of on that. Apart from that, Trevor Chalobah, is it? There's a centre back at Chelsea. We're kind of thinking about that. He's kind of been linked with us. There's obviously the big striker who plays for in Spain, I think, isn't he? Forgot what his name is. So he's kind of in the picture. So in every position, there's 3-4 players we're looking at and moving through them if fee can't be agreed. That kind of thing. I'm just going to refresh the actual couple of things I'm looking at, see if something else has kind of come up or not. Again, a minute ago, reportedly an agreement already in place on Noussair Mazraoui transfer to West Ham this summer. Breaking news from another website. West Ham have reached an agreement. Again, what I told you, 26-year-old fees around 15 million plus 4-5 million euros understood. 2 minutes ago from Aston Villa, they're saying that it's understood West Ham have offered £30 million plus 1 young player as part of the deal for John Duran. Negotiations ongoing with Villa to reach an agreement. And Villa are one of those who've actually made £120 million from departures of Douglas Luiz and Diaby. Diaby going to Saudi in a 50-60 million deal, and got about 50 million for Douglas Luiz going to Juve, I think. So they're going to have a lot of money. They already got quite a good team. They're going to get more money for Duran, so they could be sitting on 160 million plus whatever they got in the bank themselves. So they're going to go in hard. Tony's the one that, no one's picked him up yet. He's obviously saying he's not going to sign a deal with Brentford. He'll sit there all year and go on a free next year. Tottenham look like they're getting close. They obviously haven't replaced Harry Kane. He fits their model. He can play up front on his own. He's very, very good like that with speedy people near him. So I think Spurs will probably get in there. But you never know the way the windows. You never know. I mean, like you said, we haven't signed a striker yet. And it's a very, very window where one day you're close to a player, then you don't agree something, then you go sideways into another deal. It's going to be all over the place, really. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But this deal, it's getting close. It's getting interesting. Again, put your comments in there. Subscribe. Come on, we're running towards 3,000 subs. As soon as we get there, the better for me, really. So that's it from me. I'm going to give you lunchtime back to you, and I'll be back. As soon as there's any more breaking news or anything like that. So you guys have a great day. Take care.